Well, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I am the Everyday Biker, formerly known as Volcanian 10. On a little ride today, heading to Abberton Reservoir on my trusty new steed, my ZX6R Ninja, using the Kalamoto app. I'm on a really chilled ride today. I've got a new Air Rider seat cushion which I'm trying out on the bike to try and reduce the arse fatigue, because I'm hoping to head up to Scotland on this in April, May time, and from Essex that's a long trip, so I'm trying out things that might sort of alleviate the pain. I've not always had sports bikes, I'm normally a sports tourer type of person. The reason I went for this bike was pretty much financial. I got it very cheap and she's in very nice condition, and it's not often you can get a bike this cheap in this nicer condition, because I do like to look after my toys, keep them nice and clean. I think I've cleaned this one about as many times as I've ridden it so far. Of course, a bumpy road. Once we get to the reservoir, I'll have some lunch and I'll show you around the bike as well. I did upload a couple of videos last week. To be honest with you, I just wasn't feeling it with them. It's a bit weird coming back to this moto vlogging malarkey after a 6-year break from it, really. And I was just trying to get into the swing of it, and I think what I first done was try to be really, I don't know, hold myself back from showing some excitement, whereas I do get quite excited. And then my second video, I felt like I was going, like I'm trying to be what I used to be, and I'm not the same person as I was 6 years ago, so it felt forced, and I didn't like that either. So today it's just natural. What happens happens, not trying to be anyone or anything, and then I can just enjoy the ride, enjoy making the video, and hopefully moving forwards enjoy making some really nice content. This is the problem with Kalamoto. Look at the roads it's taken me down. I want to enjoy some nice sweeping roads, but it's just taken me down these tiny little streets that I'm not a big fan of on this type of bike in this type of weather. I was trying to keep her relatively clean. I only washed it the other day, and I want to give you guys a show around. I don't want to do that if it's covered in filth. So you may be wondering where I've been for the last 6 years. Truthful answer is my BMW got stolen. Picture here. And when the insurance paid out, I decided to get a new car to go with my new family lifestyle. Having at that time been with someone for a couple of years who had a couple of kids, it just made more sense. And now I'm in a position where I can own a bike. I didn't want to get anything expensive because I'll be moving soon and I'm not sure that I'll have a garage, so it might be parked outside. But I didn't want to get anything that looked like shit either. So as I said, this came up and I couldn't say no. So I got the bike just before Christmas. I've already done about 600-700 miles on it, which is good, but I am booking it in for a service. I was due to drop it off yesterday actually at Bike Tech in Battlesbridge area, but it was so foggy and I hadn't really managed to get a lift sorted, so I had to cancel. But I'll reschedule. I'm hopeful the roads are going to improve as we get towards Abberton Reservoir, so I'll sign off for now, and I'll join you guys a bit later once I got out of Malden area. Yeah, it's so good to be back on a bike again, even if it is winter. Roll on the spring, honestly I cannot wait. I've got some fantastic rides planned, and I've got plenty of rides probably as well that I'm not even aware of yet. I'll have to do a couple of rides in preparation for the Scottish ride. So I've got a Suffolk ride I'm planning to do, which I think is about 5.5 hours according to Calamoto. So that'll be a good time in the saddle to really test it out. I fancy Wales again, but that'll just be a weekend. I thought about getting over to Europe as well at some point, heading into France, but it all depends, finances, time. I have bought 4 extra holiday days this year from work, and my busy period is up until the end of May. So after that, I think in June I'll take a bit of time to do something, maybe like going to France. We'll see. Oh, I just love being back on a bike. Yeah, I did put some Michelin Road 5s on this bike to help with the all-weather riding I tend to do. Can't believe what good weather I've got at the minute. I've got really lucky with this. Other than the floor being wet, I'm still going to have to wash the bike. We've done alright. Beautiful. Turn right. Oh, I think we're near it now actually, the reservoir. I think if we look through the bushes here, we might see some water. No, can't see nothing. Nothing. Oh, it's up there, that's why. Good, it's far. This is one thing I'm really not good at, which I'm hoping to improve as time goes on, and that's finding where to stop when I go to places. I mean, you know, I might as well stop here because there's loads of cars, but I'm not very good at planning.
So here we go guys, as I promised, a quick, very quick tour of my ZX6R, because she's dirty, but she's in very good condition for her age, 21 years old, just over 15,000 miles. That's the air rider seat, so I'll be doing a full review of that at some point. Got my tent bag on today because I'm having some lunch here. She's dirty now, she was spotless when we left. Yes, very happy overall. So there you go.
Well, we made it to the reservoir anyway. I need to clean my visor. I should have done that when I was there, but I'm a twat. So now I'm just going to take a nice leisurely ride back. I'm not going to go the same route because there was some of that I didn't like. It is cold out here, but with all the right bike gear on, it's quite nice. That's the only problem is now this winter low sun creates a visibility problem for me and for others too, which means I'm less likely to get seen. Such a lovely sounding bike, this. Very much like it. One of the things I'm really looking forward to doing this season is getting out on group rides. I've not done that in over 4.5 years, I think. It's got to be way up the list, but I don't want to do it just yet. I think what I'm going to do now is not ride again unless it's a completely dry day, so I don't have to wash the bike when I get back. The only exception being when I need to drop it in for that service. And then once it's spring, hopefully the number of rides will increase, group rides will start. Yeah, it'll be glorious. I just hope this air rider seat does a good job at allowing me to go a bit further. It's very early days to say anything now. This wasn't a particularly long ride. The other thing I'm looking at is a potential track day on this. But I want to get the big Scotland tour out of the way first. And then I can do the track day in the summer, I think. I've done a track day once. To be honest with you, I didn't have much confidence on the day and I don't think it went very well. And I think I was put off of it a little bit. So I think it's important for me to change that now, go back and do it again. I think the challenge I had was, on the day that I'd booked, I booked into the novice group at Snetterton with no limits, but the fast group had fully booked. Yet loads of people still wanted to go with their mates and stuff like that, so the novice group ended up with loads of really fast riders on track bikes, and I'll be honest with you, I felt a bit intimidated by the whole thing and it put me off completely. I think of the 7 sessions, I'd done 4. Just getting overtaken at such high speeds, it was just ridiculous. And I felt like I was holding them up on the bends, as you know, they were like getting their knee down and whatnot, and I weren't ready for that yet. So yeah, but I'm going to put it down as an unlucky day and try again, and hopefully have less of a experience. I'm a lot more experienced as a rider as well. Well, I've not ridden for 4 years, but overall I'm a lot more experienced as a rider, so I'm hopeful that I'll actually enjoy it a lot more, and maybe get my knee down finally. I think I have had it down, but I think I've only touched for like, you know, just a second. And not on this. It's bloody winter, what are you talking about? But yeah, I think that was on my VTR Firestorm actually, of all things. Frank, as he was so named. It has been nice to get out today, even if I'm going to pay for it, having to wash the bike. Thank you very much for joining today. I'm sure the content will improve as time goes on and I settle back into this. Particularly as spring arrives and we start to go on some decent rides. Until next time, see you later.